Okay, let's have a little look at this peg lateral case where I'm going to show you two different ways of creating halos. So first of all, silicone matrix goes in, and I'm just marking out the outline of the teeth just so I've got an idea in my head of where I need to be layering my palatal shell to. And then this goes in, I'm going to use CO Clear Occlusal Microhybrid. Great strength and great translucency, so I'll be able to create some really nice incisal effects on both of these teeth. Here we go, going in at the same time. Everyone loves a challenge. And there we go. Quick little light cure, and we should have two beautiful shells up, ready to go. Now, if you have these little bits just coming off the edge, it's no problem at all. Little blue FlexiDisc just to refine the edges, gentle little touches. You know, it just makes it look a little bit better and all of our layering a little bit easier. Okay, here we go. Going in now to building up our interproximals. So using the ultra thin matrix here, tucking that just underneath the gingiva, very gently. And I'm going to get a really nice contact point here. A2 microhybrid goes in, again, real great strength across this whole shell. And I'll tuck this in with my flat plastic to start off with, and I'm going to come in with the number 3 brush, which is now absolutely fantastic when it comes to smoothing this gently up just towards the cervical of the tooth, and wait until you see the seam that we managed to create. Here it comes. Look at that, that is beautiful. So we do that again now on the mesial, again A2 microhybrid. You can see that contact point that we can achieve with these matrices is just perfect. Don't even need to pre-wedge in pretty much every case. There we go, tucking that in again and just gently smoothing with the number 3 brush. And quick cure, and we should be set. Shells up, interproximals up, we are ready to get going. Fantastic, really nice contact points there. So, to save you watching it all again, I've done the other side. And what we want to do now is build up our dentine layers. Now, how we sculpt and define our dentine layers is literally going to create the whole aesthetic outcome of our final tooth. So here we go, bringing it in, little flat plastic work, number 3 brush, great for tucking any resin in around the cervical, kind of gingival margins of the tooth. Just leaving a little incisal space there, just for my creative effects coming later on. I decided that I was actually underplayed the dentine there just mesially, and I didn't want a graying through effect, so I've just gone back, add a little bit more, and again, brushing. Anytime you add a new extra layer of composite, it's always a great idea to get rid of any seams by just doing a little quick bit of brush work. There we go, I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now on this tooth is I'm going to come in with a little bit of honey yellow tint. And I'm going to put this on a number 1 brush. Here it comes in subtly, just on screen there. And I'm just going to apply this just to that top third of the tooth, just to create a little bit of warmth and a little bit of interest. And just spraying that down, keeping it purely in that top third. And now, what I'm going to do is create a white halo. So you get halos in all different colors, and on this side, for a little bit of creativity, I'm going to apply the white tint. And I'm doing this just with the number 1 brush, just gently tapping and sliding just across that very incisal edge. Quick little highlight to the dentine mamelons. Why not? And then here we come in, violet tint, and this is what this is going to do is just boost your translucency just a little bit more. And this is all going to start to show through when we do our final polish. And you want to be really gentle with the violet tint. You know, if you can see it, you've already put too much. So it's just a real subtle suggestion. And now my final enamel layer, light incisal microfill. The polish we'll get on this is, you know, it's the best in the market. Applying that with my flat plastic, take off any excess from the incisal edge. Number 3 brush is my go-to choice weapon, just to smooth everything over. And we've already got a tooth there that's pretty much where we need it to be. Then we come in on the other side, A2 microhybrid again. I'm just going to create a very subtly different kind of dentine layering on this side. So Here we go, a little bit too much towards the incisal edge. I want to keep that free, because keeping a free incisal edge is going to make it really easy for me to create nice kind of effects. And just to find the mamelons, we'll go with a slightly different formation here. Fantastic, that's coming along just nicely. Brilliant. Gentle refinements there with the number 12 blade scalpel. Really good if you want to do just really accurate touch-ups and really create those little dentine fingers. 12 blade scalpel is fantastic for that. So on this side, I'm now going to use A3 Opaca, and this is going to give me more of an amber halo. And this is probably my go-to choice 80–90% of the time. Let's call it 86% of the time. Here we go, we've applied that on, and I'm just doing a little dab at a time, cure, a little dab more. And then we go final light incisal microfill layer again. And it's always good to put on a little bit too much, you know, if you kind of initially overbuild, you can really pack it in, pat it on. Anything excess, we can take that off the incisal edge, but we know we're not going to be deficient in any area. All about that 3D volume control from stage 1 right until the end. Okay, so now that we're in, we begin our finishing and polishing. So I'm just going to mark out some basic anatomy, see where my primary is, my line angles are, point out any little bits I need to fix. And I'm just going to come in here with my fine diamond burr and just begin to sculpt and form where I want that light to start hitting that tooth. Coarse disc is great just to flatten any planes you need to flatten and just create, you know, the right kind of length, basic primary anatomy. Here we go, medium FlexiDisc, fantastic for inverting to really get those line angles exactly where you want them to be. And it's got a nice little bit of flex to it too. And these discs won't scratch your composite at all. And that is the beautiful thing about the FlexiDiscs. Here we go, just refining and checking my line angles now. That's looking a lot better for what I want it to be. Nice symmetry. So I'm going to come in now, secondary enamel, little horizontal sweeps here. Little horizontal sweeps, and just tucking in the incisal edge, thinking of those 3 planes that the tooth has coming out from the gingiva and tucking in towards the incisal. There we go, creating my little depressions on each side. And once you've done that, you'll be left with little burr marks, and we don't want to keep burr marks on the tooth. So what we're going to do is soften that with our blue Flexi. Fantastic. And it's just softening everything out. And I can use this kind of vertically and horizontally, and you just want to create that nice, smooth flowing surface. A little bit of Flexi cup action as well will really, really soften everything. Just adding some little incisal details here, some little notches, you know. It's these little kind of details that will really help trick people into thinking that, you know, this isn't resin, it's got to be a tooth because there's too many little details. Great, and then once we've got that, I'm just going to create a basic kind of polish here. And I'm just doing this with our pink Flexi Cup 12 blade scalpels, amazing just for making sure you've got those seams around the gingiva perfect. And now that I've created that initial little shine, I can really see exactly how the light's hitting the tooth. So I'm just going to go back in and refine my secondary anatomy. And this little step back and forth, we can do 2 or 3 times, placing the anatomy, softening it out, and just checking the light's hitting it exactly where we want it to. And this is probably the most important part of the whole finishing and polishing process, because if you do this accurately, your actual final polish and gloss on the tooth surface will be immediate. It's all about creating that pre-polished surface that's really smooth, uniform, and just beautifully flowing. There we go. And it's coming along really nicely on both sides. Just getting rid of any burr marks at all. Brilliant. And a little bit of pink Flexi Cup here. Again, that's going to bring me back up to quite a nice shine. And then once I've got this shine looking pretty good, I can come in and place some tertiary anatomy. So this is my horizontal pericomata. I'm just going to gently let this needle burr just ripple across that tooth surface, just horizontally, low RPM, real light touch on both sides. And just to check where I'm at, I'm going to do a quick little bit of FlexiBuff enamelize action. And you'll be able to see, do I have enough little pericomata, do I have too little? If I position them just in the right place. And then I'm going to probably go back in and do some extra little refinements. Looks like I was a little bit too sparing there, so I'm going to add a few more. And then a real nice touch to do now is if you come back in, after doing this little step, you come back in with a blue flexi cut. You can actually take away and soften those areas of kind of natural high wear on a tooth, and it's going to leave your beautiful tertiary anatomy just in the depressions, which is exactly what you'll find on a natural tooth. And then once you've got that exactly where you need it to be, final little bit of FlexiBuff, and just wait and see how this polishes up. This will be fantastic, and that is a microfill in all its glory. There we go. That was our little white halo with a little bit of extra violet tint. And here we have our amber halo. Beautiful. You can really see how that light is hitting that surface of the tooth. And that's exactly what we want. And that is the re-enamel system really at its best, I think. Thank you.